Hey, and welcome back to the next video in the Bodyguard Romance series of videos where we're taking an idea and making it into a novel using Claude 2 and Novel Crafter. So I have the actual book open here. We're at 3,500 words now. That was chapter 1. This is chapter 2. All of the actual prose is being written within the chat feature of Novel Crafter. In the previous Novel Crafter video series, I did all of the writing actually within the writing section, which is over here. I like having it in two tabs. You can absolutely do it in one. This is just easier for me. In this one, I wanted to kind of show you how you can do your book, do all of your prose as one, kind of conversation within chat. Take what you want, toss it into your book, come back, have it rewrite, have it expand, whatever you need to do that. And then, of course, we are tied to OpenRouter. So I wanted to show you kind of the cost because Claude 2 is one of the more expensive ones that you can use within OpenRouter. So right now I'm at $3.60 for my credits. And I'll show you at the end of this what we go down to. So right here you can see previously today, it is February 11th. I was using Mistral Medium, Mythalion, and Mythomax. As you can see, Mythomax and Mythalion, they're really cheap. Like, look at this. This is not even a penny. Mistral is a penny, sometimes 2 pennies, depending on the output. But for this one, I wanted to show you, I like consistency. So unless I'm jumping around, playing with different AIs, seeing the different outputs, which absolutely you should do to be able to find the one that you like, I like sticking with one. Claude has pretty decent prose. In my last Novel Crafter video series with the Small Town Second Chance Romance, we did it all with GPT-4 Turbo. I'm going to keep this one consistent with Claude. So all I'm doing right now is taking this chapter kind of outline. This is what we expect to happen. And I'm just asking for scene beats. This chapter is from Lucas's point of view. So let's see what it gives. And then while it's coming back with something, I'm going to go back up here and add in Ava here. Because it is first person and I don't want anyone to be confused. So now I'm just going to go down to chapter 2. And then let's see what kind of scene beats it came out with. I feel like since she just came back from the concert, she needs some time to kind of decompress. This is way too much for chapter 2. So this is all because we gave kind of a general idea. So let's pare it down a little bit. Alright, let's see what we can do with that, because that's a lot more specific. And it does tie in some of the things that they came up with, but this is all just too much for one chapter. Since the stalker just gave her flowers, I don't love that. And he's living at the mansion, so there's really no, like, delivered to her room. She's gonna be, like, delivered. I do like this because her loneliness and his kind of control is something that we need to build on. I do like this, her friend says, hey, come out to dinner, and Lucas is like, no. Yeah. He's like, hey, he can come over here, and she's like, I really just want to go out with my friends, and he's like, nope. Yeah, there's a lot that we can work with here. So, let's go ahead and do this. It's here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, if we cut this, then that's 8. If each output is about 4,500, figure we cut some. This should be enough here for the chapter. Please name the chef, the housekeeper, and the gardener. Oh, I messed up that prompt. That's okay. Let's see if it understands what I was going to. Okay. Alright, so that is exactly what I wanted, even though I didn't actually say what I wanted. So we need to add an entry. So we can do it this way. We can add it here, but I want to show you something else that we can do when we're actually in the writing area. Copy this and end up being about 200 words. Not great, but you know what? We can handle it. So here, codex entry. He's a chef. We have a chef. We'll find out more about him, but that's okay. So there we go. Now he has a codex entry. Anytime chef or Marcel is there, codex entry, housekeeper. Okay, and then also, where was it? Jorge. Jorge is here, codex entry. Groundskeeper is what they went with. There we go. So groundskeeper, Jorge, they're both going to grab this character. All right, anything that we need to fix here? I'm just checking to see if everything's good here. Yeah, that's a little too much foreshadowing. He's just gonna go upstairs. Alright, let's see here. And the way to get the most out of each of the scene beats, out of each prompt, is really to say exactly what you want to happen. You know, I could say he goes up, she's not answering the door, he goes in, you know, he finds her asleep. You know, and it'll give all that. But the fewer actions that you put in it, the more it will expand on what's there. Okay, she didn't escape. I'm not worried about that. I kind of like his panic here. It's a little cute, especially because it's cute. It's cliche, but it's cute. He doesn't really need to inform anyone else, because somebody else knew that he was panicking. We are up to 550 words, so We have a lot to go. But it'll be fine. We know exactly what we're doing. And just to give you some context, we've done that much so far. But I'll show you at the end. Remember 366 before? I'll show you where we are at the end. I'm okay with that foreshadowing because it's, general, he's not going to let anything happen to her. That's his whole goal. Might cut that because that's a little bit, no. We haven't really seen the strain here yet. I'm going to cut that. That's a little too fluffy. Go here. I want this expanded. To review to about 50 cents so far. Now I could just edit this, could just do it all in prose, but I really want to see what it does, and I really want to show you guys how to get it to write everything. Now, if you notice any of the videos, I'm not writing the prose. I may tweak words here and there, but I'm not doing any of the prose itself. I'll do all that in edits. A little too fluffy. I'll take that much of it. Okay, so we are Alright, so we'll move on to this part. Actually, let's go ahead and grab this. I'm just going to put this here. Since we're not actually using this, I just want this in easy access. I'm also going to close that because we don't need that open. Okay, so we're at 1100. Okay, let's do this. Mm. Okay. It's going well. As you can see, it's not a quick process. You know, in the previous novel crafter video where it was just like, okay, write the scene, write the scene, write the scene, and then I edited it later, faster, but more editing on the back end. This process is slower, a lot more methodical, and what I'm getting and what I'm putting into novel crafter in the right area is a lot closer to what will be the final draft versus the small town second chance romance that was really far from a first draft when it was done. I mean, it was a first draft, but it needed a lot of edits. It took a lot of work to get that into a workable shape, which is fine. If you enjoy editing, you can just have this go boop, 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 and then edit away. Go for it. If you prefer having less editing on the back end and having it do the rewrites, prompting to get what you want, go for it. If you prefer, editing and writing the prose yourself and just using Claude as kind of the fill-in, give you some ideas, that's okay too. Whatever your writing style is, Novel Crafter can help you with it. So there's that. That's okay. Might not be perfect, but it's okay. We're up to 1,800 words. Alright, so we definitely need to prompt for more details. So let's see here. That was 187 words. More details, like shorter, snappier dialogue, less details is fine. Like if we're in a fight scene when he kills the stalker, absolutely. But this is just a nice conversation. You see, prompting for more details got us an extra 100 words. I don't know what inside Claude was referring to, but we're not going inside to go outside. Alright. are. This is sweet, but this makes their relationship a lot longer than it is. So I'll be cutting this part. Because he wouldn't be in her life if she wasn't famous. Though I do like that paragraph. Here we go. We're still in the morning. We just had breakfast. She did not sleep until 2 o'clock. So we need about another 1,000 words. These last paragraphs that it tacks on, they're normally really fluffy, and I generally edit these out. I'm going to leave them for right now because some of them have cute stuff in them. But generally they're too fluffy. So we're going to do this next part. I'm actually going to do this in 2 prompts so that we can get lots of details. Let's see what that gives. So we should have, then Lucas nixes the idea. So that'll be the next prompt. She lashes out in frustration will be the next prompt. And then she can go upstairs. He leaves her alone for a while, comes back up later, and then the crying in the room. So probably maybe 5 more prompts. To give you an idea, right now we're at 226. Alright, so we're there. I'm going to take this chunk. I wasn't going to, but it blends in nicely with down here. I want them to have an argument. Where are we at right now? We are at 27. Okay. So we're getting there. I feel like we need some kind of reference to, something previously that would make sense why she can't go anywhere, because this is not, like, I get possessive, I get controlling, I get protective, but we need a backstory here. And that's why I like doing everything in chat sometimes, because we can really play with it. I don't feel like this one would really qualify because, if somebody is putting pressure on him, he's strong enough to be like, no, her happiness, her needs have to come first. I don't care what you all say. If she needs it, then she's gonna get it. It's definitely this. But I mean, public people go out all the time. We see paparazzi photos all the time. It almost needs to be a prior attempt. I don't want it to be kidnapping because, we're doing kidnapping in this book. We have a stalker. She would have told him about the rose if we were already worried about a stalker. So let's do an attack previously. There. That gives some more context to why things are happening like they are. And this video is going on a little bit. We're almost done. It's going to be one of the longer videos. But I like showing my process with you guys so that maybe it helps you through your process so that you can see how you can kind of expand your own books and make AI kind of work for you. Let's do more details. I'm also going to check Open Router. I have it set to, I have it set to when it goes to $1, it prompts me to top off. We are getting close, but not terribly close. Remember, we started at 366. And you can absolutely use cheaper models for the AI. You can absolutely do a lot of what I do as reprompting in edits. Like, we could have just written more details in, but the whole point of these videos is to show you how you can get AI to write and do all of it for you. From characters to the plot to the scene beats to the actual prose. You can do all of it. I'm going to change this to fan since we're dealing with the stalker right now. Yeah, except you do, bud. Sort of. I mean, she escapes, but still. I was going to show this whole crying in the room later, but I feel like at this point, we've already established this. The crying in the room would just be extra. It's not really needed. I'm going to go ahead and take this away. And we're already showing the tears. We already know that she's miserable. We're okay here. So this chapter is going to end at 3,300 words. The whole thing, the full novel, is 6,800. Chapter 1 is 35, 33, so they're right about the same. I'm okay with that. And then the nice thing is if you go into the plan, you can actually see, okay, this is that, that's that, we're here. This is everything that kind of happens. And then the cool thing too is that all the codex entries are listed. Right, so now that we are done with chapter 2, I'm just going to go here, 366 to 192. And then you can have it top off. Alright, so now we are done with chapter 2. And then chapter 3 will be actually in this chapter, the stalker fan person mentions the rose that Ava threw away. Lucas is upset at her for not telling him about the rose. She's frustrated since not everything is an emergency. This will blend right into this. And then, yeah, so let's see here. This will be Ava's perspective. And yeah, this will all work really well. See you all next time.